I will talk about narcissistic abuse and harmful narcissistic behaviors as much as I want until the cows come home. And I will demonize any behavior that is harmful and ruins lives. I'm sick of this shit. The disorder is none of my business. That's between a person and their therapist. And if what you did to me is because you're diagnosed with something, I really don't fucking care. Doesn't change the nature of the abuse and how you did it. Also, this gaslighting ass shit, like we don't all know that the term of narcissism has existed for years before it had a medical context. If I call somebody anxious, it doesn't mean that I'm diagnosing them with generalized anxiety disorder. If I say that they're depressed, I'm not diagnosing them with major depressive disorder. Just like when the term narcissistic abuse is brought up, you're not diagnosing anyone. And you fucking know this. It quacked like a duck, it acted like a duck, so I called it a duck. Because y'all do this shit anytime somebody comes on here talking about how they survived narcissistic abuse. You want to talk about stigma? It looks like a bunch of narcissists got together and was like, how can we Darvo this situation and shift victimhood onto us? That's what it fucking looks like. Want to talk about stigma? It sounds like the stigma that people with mental disorders, mental illnesses, are stupid and don't know right from wrong and are just incapable of accountability. And I'm actually starting to see that stigma come back for other disorders because a bunch of y'all decided to weaponize mental health in whatever way you decided to do it. We're like, oh, you can't hold me accountable. You can't say that to me because I have XYZ, thus I am innocent. All the same people that defended that South African dude who did the little thing. And they're like, oh, well, it's because he's autistic. He just doesn't. I'm autistic too. And I just want to know, are we infantilizing ourselves or not? Which is it? Because if I see a fellow autistic doing that shit, I'm running to correct them. Because no matter what, it is wrong. I have a reasonable expectation that they are also just a person and is capable of understanding shit. I don't automatically assume low intelligence like y'all seem to. That's interesting. Or are we all just too stupid to be corrected? Or is it just whatever is convenient for you in the moment, according to whatever argument you need to win right now? Because you don't care about what's right. You just care about derailing a conversation. Because since y'all are so goddamn loud, now there's people buying back into the stigma, being like, oh, so you're just gonna probably fuck me up and then not be able to take accountability? Stay the fuck away from me. Probably because a bunch of y'all have actually been doing that to a bunch of people in your life. The same stigma that perpetuates the idea that school pums do that because of mental illness. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of us walking around with illnesses, not pew-pewing people. Goddamn bean soup, what about this? Again, the disorder, none of my fucking business. Because I'm sure you've heard that everybody exhibits narcissistic behavior on a spectrum. So whether you did what you did to me because you have a disorder or you're situationally displaying narcissistic behaviors, I don't give a shit. All I care about is the behavior itself that fucked me up. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. Obviously, I'm using the term the way it has been used for a long fucking time before it was pathologized. Just like anxiousness and anxiety and depressed and depression. A term that accurately describes exactly how I was abused. I'm sick of y'all doing this because, again, it just comes off as narcissists trying to get victims to shut the fuck up. If somebody got the disorder and they realize they need help and they get help, great. I've seen people that are either self-proclaimed or diagnosed narcissists on here talking out their healing journey and talking out their behaviors. And that's great. I hope it's helping somebody. But maybe a space where we're talking about narcissistic abuse is just not the space for you. Just like how melanated folks need spaces away from pale folks to talk about the harm they deal to us. There's spaces that I don't need to talk in. My only job is to sit back and observe and take maybe some constructive criticism. I highly suggest you do the same. I don't know if it's narcissists doing this mostly or just bean soup people trying to derail shit. But either way, it comes off as narcissists trying to get victims to shut the fuck up. And I'm not fucking dealing with this anymore. One tidbit of information, of gossip about this from someone that is not a mental health professional or medical professional at all. But I research stuff, and a lot of medical professionals are not sure how they even feel about the pathologization of narcissism. Not sure how they feel about it being dropped in the DSM because narcissism exists on a spectrum and some narcissism can actually be healthy. And also because y'all do this shit. I don't care if the shit that you did to fuck me up has a medical label. It fucked me up. Narcissistic abuse fucks people up for years. It destroys their entire sense of self, and we're not gonna stop talking about it. I will always demonize abuse and harmful behavior and call it what it is. But y'all know goddamn well that we are not diagnosing anybody when we use that term. Y'all fucking know it. Because as far as I'm concerned, the duck still quacks, and the duck jumped me in an alley. So if you really want to fight stigma, like you say you do, I think you should just cut this shit out. Because the funny thing is, whatever your intentions, the Darvo still happens. The victim is silenced. because they've probably done a lot of work in therapy or something to realize the seriousness of what has been done to them and to get over a long period of gaslighting. And then here you come with this gaslighting shit, making them question if they're wrong, if they're bad, inherently bad, for demonizing harmful behavior. Making them feel like they might be wrong for not putting their abuser's feelings before theirs, which they've probably also had to work on in therapy a lot. As someone who has survived a narcissist, nay, even worse, a sociopath, I'm not stupid, I'm not dumb, I'm not boo-boo the fool, I will not be gaslit anymore. Cut this shit out.